Everything is a game to the narcissist. To them, you are not a partner. You're not a friend. You're a toy, a plaything. Something to wind up, push around, and use for their own amusement. They don't take you seriously. They never have. But they expect, no, they demand that you take them seriously. Their dreams, their fantasies, their idealization of themselves, their illusions of power, their threats and intimidation. They expect all of it to be sacred to you, something you must fear, follow, and obey. But what happens when you start to see through it? What happens when you realize it's all just a performance, a cheap stage play, and that games are not to be taken seriously? That's what we're talking about in this video. Their game continues for as long as you believe in them, as long as you view them as credible, as long as you treat them like an authority, someone who knows what they're doing, someone whose opinions must be accepted, whose approval must be earned. Everything they do, every tantrum, every love bomb, every silent treatment, is designed to make you believe in them, to convince you, this is real, this is important, this is serious. They want you indoctrinated, brainwashed, thinking things you never would have thought on your own. Because once you believe they have power, they do. And once you stop believing, the whole thing falls apart. What is their power? It's not real strength, not real wisdom. It's a trick, a borrowed costume. They fool you into attributing your value to them. They get you to invest your belief, your hope, your love, your loyalty into something that has no return, no value, no substance. They know they're nothing special. They know they're not worthy of love or admiration. But just knowing they've managed to fool you, that makes them feel powerful. It's what's called duper's delight. The secret thrill of stealing something they never earned. They laugh like a thief with his hand caught in the cookie jar because they know it's forbidden fruit. They know they don't deserve what they're taking from you, and that makes the theft even sweeter. It's like the pet rock. A rock has no power, no magic, no value. The only meaning it has is what you give to it. You decorate it, you name it, you love it, but it's still just a rock. That's what they are. They're nothing without your energy, your passion, your love. But when you project your own value onto them, they come alive at your expense. They train you to disconnect from yourself, to stop trusting your own inner compass, and instead to see yourself through their eyes, to measure your worth by how they feel about you. This is how they steal your identity. This is how they pull your strings like a puppet. You start looking to them for validation, and in return, you freely give away your power. Once they've convinced you they're worth something, that you need them, manipulation becomes effortless. But when you stop believing, when you finally take your confidence and reliance back, the game is over. They can't toy with you anymore. You're no longer their source of amusement or entertainment, because their fun, their thrill, comes from fooling you, from making you see value in something that has none. You see behind the curtain, like in The Wizard of Oz. It's not a king or a queen, it's just someone in a costume, pulling levers, projecting smoke. No real identity, no real passion, no real love, just an act. Your attention, your validation, your approval, these have real value. They give people drive, motivation, momentum. They can build lives, change families, save lives. But when you give them to a narcissist, they use them only to inflate a fantasy. And in return, you get nothing. No strength, no love, no progress, only distraction. It's like playing a rigged video game you can never win. Frustrating, time-consuming, soul-crushing. You'd be better off playing an actual video game or watching a movie, because at least those escapes are safe, predictable, under your control. With the narcissist, your health, job and future are at stake. Their fantasy drains your energy, kills your focus, ruins your productivity. You disconnect from reality and from yourself. Once you see the truth, they lose all control. They can't change how you perceive them anymore. They can't make you dance to their music. And your life gets better. Because you're no longer living in someone else's delusion. You're back in reality, where real value lives. You realize that what you have is real. Your energy can actually build things. Create love, create security, create wealth, success, purpose. What they offer is nothing but smoke. That's why they put so much effort into manipulation, because you were the jackpot. You were giving them everything for free. So what do they do when their game is over? They don't change. They don't move on. The fantasy is all they have. They're permanently in escapism. They try to make the game more enticing. New characters, new rewards, new drama to hold you back in. If that fails, they look for someone else to play. Someone lonelier, someone with less going on, someone easier to fool. And then they flaunt it, trying to make you jealous, trying to discredit you, making it look like they're the prize. But it's all the same lie. The new target is just another believer. Another person pouring value into something worthless, and eventually they'll wake up too. Anytime you see someone long-term with a narcissist, marrying them, praising them, clinging to them, it's not because the narcissist is valuable. It's because that person can't see their own worth. People who know their value, people with purpose, passion, love, and support systems, they don't fall for these games. They're too busy building something real. If you're stuck in a narcissist game, anxious, frustrated, obsessing over them, stop and ask, what happened to me? When did I get so desperate that I had to believe in something that isn't even worth my belief? You need to come back to yourself, validate yourself, feed your own passions, your own work, your own love. Because the narcissist offers nothing. No value, no return, no regality. Just a fantasy, one that damages your health, your future, your soul. When you step out of their illusion, the game ends. You stop being their toy, you take your power back, and your life begins to rise again. Because now you know where real value lives. It was never in them, it was always in you. And that is when it's game over for the narcissist. If this resonated with you, like, comment, share your thoughts, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you'd like to go deeper, my coaching details on ways to support the channel are in the description.